Aquarium News of the Week.
Welcome to this week's edition of Aquarium News of the Week. Today is Sunday the 28th of July 2025, and I want us to take a look back at the latest discoveries, practical advice, and everything that keeps our tanks and minds buzzing that has made news over the past week. So grab your coffee, settle into your fish room chair, and let's dive in. Let's kick off with some exciting news from the wild areas of Brazil. Scientists exploring the remote Halfbeaks River recently discovered a brand new species of electric knifefish. And it's like something out of a ghost story because this fish is pale, it's almost translucent, and it lives hidden in rocky crevices. It uses weak electric pulses to navigate in absolutely total darkness. It's been named, and I hope I get the pronunciation of this correct, Poroturgus sambibensis, and it grows to around 19 centimeters, about 7.5 inches. Don't expect to see the species in your local fish shop anytime soon, but it's really a reminder to us of how many of our favorite aquarium species come from far-flung habitats we know very little about. And so supporting sustainable collection and captive breeding really matters, especially for fragile ecosystems such as this. On the other side of the world in Vietnam, another weird and wonderful fish has just been described. This is Draconectes narinosus. It's a blind, scaleless loach discovered deep inside a cave system on Fangio Island. It's really tiny, about 2.5 centimeters long, and it's spent so many generations in darkness that it no longer needs eyes or pigmentation. This really is evolution in action. Of course, this one isn't suitable for captivity, but it's again a brilliant reminder of the stunning diversity of life out there and why conservation must go hand in hand with our hobby. This week we're spotlighting a small but striking surface dweller, the halfbeak. Now, if you've never kept one of these, picture a sleek little fish with a long lower jaw that looks like, well, I guess a beak. And popular varieties include the Celebes halfbeak, the golden halfbeak, and the resting halfbeak. They're peaceful livebearers, usually about 5 centimeters long, and they really shine in a calm tank with floating plants. You keep your water between 24 and 27 degrees Celsius, that's around 75 to 90 degrees Fahrenheit, and you look for a pH of between 6.5 and 7.5. These fish prefer to feed at the surface, often snapping up small insects or crustaceans. One of my favorite things about them is the way that the males gently spar with each other, showing off subtle flashes of color during courtship. It's absolutely mesmerizing. And here's your tip of the week. Because halfbeaks give birth to live fry, be sure to include plenty of floating vegetation or spawning mops. A breeder box for the pregnant females also works well and gives those tiny little babies a fighting chance. Have you ever found yourself wondering as you sit and look at your fish, why they swim in such perfect groups? How do they do that? A new study out of Germany used high-speed cameras to track eye movements in schooling fish, and what they found was incredible. Fish don't just follow the group passively, they're constantly watching each other, adjusting their angles and distances in real time. It's like a synchronized dance, one that reduces their risk of being eaten and actually makes them better at finding food. Another study from Preston revealed that giant danios don't always swim in a classic diamond shape. Instead, they often form what researchers call a ladder formation, kind of like the rungs of a ladder, to reduce water resistance and avoid bumping into each other's wake. It's really a beautiful insight into how even the most common fish in our tanks have evolved elegant, complex ways of living together. So if you're keeping tetras or behaviours or danios, make sure you've got at least 6. Give them room and they'll reward you with those natural schooling behaviours that we all love to watch. A recent documentary from Deutsche Welle highlighted just how clever and emotional fish really are. Goldfish can remember tasks for months. Cichlids show impressive parenting skills. Archerfish can apparently recognize up to 40 human faces. And zebrafish have been known to display empathy. Yes, you heard that correctly. A fish displaying empathy. Now, this is a big deal for us as aquarists. It means that providing enrichment isn't optional, it's really essential. Try mixing up your tank decor occasionally, offer different foods, add live prey. These aren't decorations, they're mental stimulation for our fish. So maybe some changes are needed in the way that we manage our tanks from day to day. Now, I wish I could say that all the news this week was good, but here's a sobering statistic. According to Mongabe, 1 in 4 of Africa's freshwater fish species is now threatened with extinction. 1 in 4. That includes fish like the Chambo tilapia from Lake Malawi, which has declined by a staggering 94%. The main culprits of this are habitat destruction, pollution, overfishing, invasive species, and of course, climate change. Meanwhile, a separate study on marine heatwaves between 2014 and 2016 found that prolonged warming events caused huge ecosystem collapses, starving whales and driving fish northwards. And while the study focused on saltwater, the message is clear: aquatic life is under threat. What can we do as hobbyists? Well, a lot really. We can choose energy efficient equipment, we can support local breeders over wild-caught imports, and we never release unwanted fish into rivers or dams, and where possible, get involved in community conservation efforts. The next story is about citizen science and collaboration. In the Mariana Islands earlier this month, scientists and local fishers teamed up to collect vital data on reef fish like snappers and groupers. Here in South Africa, aquarium societies are doing the same, from water quality monitoring to removing invasive species in local wetlands. So if you're not already part of a local conservation group or fish keeping club, maybe this is what you need to do. It's a great way to learn, to contribute, and to connect with people who care as much as you do. So let's wrap up with a couple of common questions. Can I keep halfbeaks with guppies? Absolutely, as long as your tank is peaceful and not overcrowded, they'll do just fine. Next question, how many tetras should I keep in a new 60-litre tank? Well, tetras are shoaling fish, so always keep at least 6, more if your tank allows it. They'll feel safer and behave more naturally. And finally, are sponge filters really energy efficient? Absolutely. Sponge filters are low tech, low wattage, and just perfect for fry, shrimp tanks, or anyone wanting to save on electricity. Folks, if you have any other questions, please send them along to admin@artsfishroom.co.za. The email will be in the podcast description, as well as links to the articles referenced today. Please do connect with me. I love hearing from you. If you hear of anything or see any news articles that are interesting to you or that you would like me to speak about here on the show, please do let me know, and I'll do the best to include them. But that's all for this week's edition of Aquarium News. And whether you're keeping guppies, loaches, or whatever it is, I hope today's stories inspired you to see your tank a little bit differently. So until next week, keep learning, keep discovering, and keep enjoying this amazing hobby. Bye for now.